In the year 105 AD, a court eunuch stood before the emperor of the Han court and held out a thin, pale, almost weightless sheet made from boiled pulp. The emperor had no idea he was holding the object that would reshape human civilization. Look closely. This thin, fragile sheet doesn't look like much, but it's about to outlive every empire that ever touched it. That man's name was Cai Lun. Within a few years, he would be dead, alone, poisoned, sitting in a warm bath, having chosen his own end before his enemies could choose it for him. How does something as simple as a sheet of paper end up in every home on Earth, while the man who invented it dies broken and hunted? This is the story of paper, and it's far stranger than it sounds. Before Cai Lun, the Chinese wrote on strips of bamboo and wood, tied together into scrolls so heavy that a single book weighed as much as a small dog. Silk was the other option, lighter, smoother, and so expensive that almost no one could afford to write on it. In Egypt, the answer was papyrus, reed stalks sliced and pressed together. It worked until humidity or a single hard fold tore it apart. In Europe, the answer was worse. Parchment, animal skin, scraped and stretched. A single copy of the Bible could cost an entire herd of livestock. A book was worth more than a house. Cai Lun was born around 50 AD and entered imperial palace service as a young man. The problem he was about to solve wasn't theoretical, it was painfully practical. His formula, mulberry bark, old cloth rags, and broken fishing nets, boiled together into a fibrous slurry. He pounded the mixture down again and again until it turned into a dense, fibrous pulp. He spread the pulp across a flat bamboo screen and left it to dry in the sun. In 105 AD, he presented his invention to the emperor and was rewarded with instant recognition and status. After the emperor's death, Cai Lun was pulled into a court power struggle and backed the losing side. He put on his finest silk, took a bath, and drank the poison himself. The man who gave the world a way to write had no way left to write his own defense. For over 600 years, papermaking stayed a tightly guarded Chinese secret. What broke it open wasn't trade, it was a battle. In 751 AD, the Abbasid Caliphate's army crushed the Tang forces at the Talus River. Among the prisoners, tradition says, were craftsmen who knew the secret of papermaking. Samarkand became the first place outside China to master the craft. By 794 AD, Baghdad had built a paper mill of its own. From Samarkand, papermaking spread through the Islamic world, reaching Baghdad, then Egypt, then North Africa. When paper finally reached Europe, it wasn't welcomed. It arrived through Andalusia and Sicily, and Europe was afraid of it. In 1231, Emperor Frederick II banned the use of paper for official legal documents, declaring it inferior to parchment. The city that broke the barrier was a small Italian town called Fabriano, making its own paper by around 1264. Fabriano's craftsmen invented something else too, the watermark, a hidden design visible only when held up to the light. By the 14th century, Fabriano was producing over 1 million sheets a year. Michelangelo and Raphael wrote their letters on it. Beethoven composed his music on it. By the 19th century, paper had become essential. The world was reading and printing more than ever, newspapers, novels, school books. But every sheet of paper still came from old cloth rags, collected by rag and bone men who scavenged torn fabric off the streets. As demand for newspapers and books exploded, the world began running out of rags. An entire industry, the foundation of written knowledge, was standing on a resource that was disappearing. The solution came from something that had nothing to do with cloth: trees. In 1844, Friedrich Gottlob Keller in Germany and Charles Fenety in Canada, independently, worked out how to grind wood into fibrous pulp. Britain's paper output alone jumped from 96,000 tons in 1861 to 648,000 tons by 1900, nearly sevenfold in under 40 years. The Fourdrinier machine turned papermaking from a slow sheet-by-sheet process into a continuous belt producing paper by the kilometer. The brothers who financed it went bankrupt building it and died poor. With all this industrial revolution happening, there was still one thing nobody had properly solved: the body's most private moment. In 1857, a New York merchant named Joseph Gayety noticed people using anything available, newspaper, catalog pages, even corn husks, in their most private moments. Gayety developed sheets made from Manila hemp fiber treated with aloe extract and marketed them as a hemorrhoid remedy, proudly watermarking every single sheet with his own name. The medical establishment mocked him as a quack. Sales were weak. Americans already had the free Sears Roebuck catalog arriving by mail. Gayety died in 1895 without ever seeing his invention take its final form. The Scott brothers took the idea and turned it into a rolled product. By 1925, their company had become the largest bathroom tissue manufacturer in the world. The same material a medieval European emperor once called suspicious and foreign became a product sold by the billions of rolls a year, without anyone thinking about it twice, until the exact moment it runs out. From a small workshop in an imperial Chinese court, to a eunuch who died by poison trying to protect himself, to a battle at the Talus River that nobody's even certain of the details of, to a small Italian town that taught the entire world the watermark, to a rag shortage that forced the world to invent paper from trees, to a New York merchant who put his name on a paper nobody wanted to think about. Paper isn't just a material, it's a map of every time a human being decided to document something, protect something, take pride in something, or simply get through their day. The next time you hold a sheet of paper, a receipt, a book, even a napkin, you're holding the last link in a 2,000-year chain that started with a eunuch in an emperor's court and ends in your pocket.